Hello, my little mathematicians. Today I'm going to help you get started on your homework for converting fractions to decimals. Okay, so I'm going to do a few with you. For the first one, remember that you can always do the numerator divided by the denominator. So remember, in and out, that's what a hamburger's all about. So this goes inside the house, that goes outside the house. Okay, now you can't divide 4 into 1. So I'm going to say it goes in 0 times, right? And then I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. Now what this does is, isn't 1.0 the same thing as just 1? Yes, it is. Okay, so then because 1.0 is the same as 1, I can write it like this, but now I can do 4 into 10. And 4 goes into 10 2 times. The one mistake is don't forget to bring that decimal straight up in your answer. So I like to do that before I even start. Okay, now 4 goes into 10 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. When you subtract that, you get 2. Always double check that your remainder is less than what you divided by. If this is bigger than what you divided by, you need to erase this and try something bigger up here. Okay, but it worked. So now I'm going to bring down a 0 and keep going. After the decimal, you can bring down as many zeros as you want. Okay, it doesn't change it. 1.0 is the same as 1.00, 1.000. It doesn't matter. Okay, 4 goes into 20 5 times. And it went in evenly, so my answer is 0.25. Okay, now this way always works, taking the numerator and dividing it by the denominator, because technically a fraction is saying this divided by the denominator. But sometimes you have a denominator that can become 10 or 100. Well, 4 can't become 10, but it can become 100. How? 4 times what is 100? 25. So do the same thing on top. 1 times 25 is 25. And then you know that 25 hundredths is 0.25. I'm fine with you doing it this way. I just want to see that how you changed it to a power of 10, 100, or 1,000. And then I know that you can go straight from 25 hundredths to 0.25. I just want to see how you got there. Okay, but sometimes it is important to know how to do this because, one, it always works. And sometimes we have a denominator that can't become 10, 100, or 1,000. So then I have to do long division. Okay, can 9 go into 3? No. But if you add a decimal to 0, 9 can go into 30. And again, 3.0 is the same as 3. So it's okay that I did that. 9 goes into 30 how many times? It goes in 3 times because 9 times 3 is 27. When you subtract that, you get 3, less than what I divided by, so good to keep going. 9 goes into 30 3 times. It's 27. Subtract that, you get 3. Are you seeing something happening? Yeah, it's just going to keep repeating itself, right? So you could write 0.3 repeating with a line over it. Or sometimes you'll see 0.33 ... That means that the 3's keep going and going. But it said, please round it off to the third decimal place if needed. So if I were to keep going with this, here's the third number. I look to the number behind it. If the one behind is 4 or below, this will stay whatever it is. If the number behind it is 5 or above, so if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this is going to bump up 1. Okay, but again, if it's a 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, this is going to stay the same. Well, because this falls into the 4 below category right here, this number is going to remain what it is. It's 0.333. Okay, I'm only writing it like this because it said please round to the 3 decimal places if necessary. I mean, actually, I think this is more accurate. It's saying that the 3's keep going on and on and on, right? Okay, now some of you guys are like, wait, I could have reduced 3/9 to 1/3. That's fine. If you reduce it and then do your long division, you just have an easier division problem, right? Because 3/9 is 1/3. So in the house, outside the house, you still would get the same answer. Okay, it's just an easier division problem to do. But you still get 3 repeating, right? Okay. Now, not all of them repeat. Sometimes you do long division and it ends. So if you haven't tried any yet yourself, please try number 5 and then check yourself on the answer key or on a calculator. Okay, but again, you have to have work anyways. But I want to do number 8 with you. Okay, so pause it, try it, and then come back. Okay, you're back with us. Inside the house, outside the house. 7 can't go into 5, so I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. 7 goes into 57 times, because 7 times 7 is 49. When you subtract that, you get 1. Bring down a 0 and keep going. 7 goes into 10 once. That's 7. When I subtract that, I get 3. And then 7 goes into 30 4 times. That's 28. Subtract that, you get a 2. Bring down to 0 and keep going. 7 goes into 20 2 times. That's 14. Subtract that, you get 6, which is still less than what I divided by. So I'm good to keep going and see how many times 7 goes into 60. However, it said that I could round it off to the third place and stop. Especially if on a quiz or a test, you see that it keeps going and going and going. We normally won't have you go out past 3 or 4 places. So if it's one on a quiz or a test and you've gone out more than 4 places, look up at the directions and it probably told you to round it off. Okay, now is this going to be 0.714 or 0.715? Well, this 2 behind tells the 4 to just stay a 4. If this 2 was a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it would have bumped this up 1. But because it was in the 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 category, the 4 below, it told this number to stay whatever it was. Okay. All right, my little mathematicians, go ahead and keep going. Finish the rest of this worksheet and then check yourselves. But you got this.